Welcome back to the QRLS Week 6. We are wrapping this up very quickly. This week today we have Elite Inc. versus Kings, and then tomorrow will be Hammerheads Astros, followed by, oh, I got that order mixed up. My bad. Hammerheads Astros at 9. Uh, which is going to be going on after Cyclones versus Three Rocketeers. So, wrapping up very quickly as we head to our bye week. Elite Inc. coming off of a strong win against the Rangers, which kind of turned a little bit of heads, turned the tables at least on their heads. And the Kings have beaten the Clarity United, beaten the Bleacher Boys, and with Spectres taking a little bit of a tumble against Clarity United, the Kings put up a good result today. They could be the number 1 seed ending week 6. I'm here with Zyrek. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm gonna apologize now in advance if my voice sounds a little awkward because I have been pretty much yelling and screaming the past 2 days, and it is hurting. But today is a great matchup. Elite Inc. has been looking fantastic as of late. They have been dominating these. They have been dominating these top level teams. Like you said, Rangers last week. They had who did they play the other week before? I believe they
Week
played
4 was a
Sappers.
Sappers 4-2 win or 2-1 series win, 4-2 points.
Yeah, I mean they have been playing fantastic. They're in contention to ruin a lot of teams' runs. And right now, I mean, Kings definitely have a lot to prove. Like we've talked about these past couple weeks. If you haven't watched the weekly recap, you should because we talk about this as well. The fraud allegations with the Kings, it's been rough, but I definitely think the Kings do obviously have the highest chance of winning, and I mean that's who I'm going to put my money on.
Yeah, I mean, also important to note here, Elite Inc. are at this point sitting just outside of the playoff picture at the end of week 5. But again, with some of these shocking results, which we'll kind of break down in the recap this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Um, it's Elite Inc. with a shock upset against the Kings once more will be in the playoffs definitively. So both teams here having a lot to play for. Kings playing for the number 1 seed, Elite Inc. playing to break into the playoffs. And given kind of the outlooks of the seasons, Elite Inc. kind of started off the season always putting up a good fight, always being in the mix, but not managing to pull out any series. But now they are looking like a formidable team, and this has been done with 0 roster changes. Uh, Elite Inc. running the same squad, Squiddied, Jack Faz Knight, Naxi Vivo, and the same 3 players. We have actually yet to see Jack Faz Knight, so it's just been Squiddy, Naxi, and Vivo. So not a lot in terms of roster changes. It's just these team got better. They played better. Their team plays better. They've been communicating better, and the results are finally showing.
No, they have been having a pretty amazing run as of lately. They've definitely been putting a lot of more time in together to allow them these opportunities. And but the Kings as well, with the addition to Bitsy, the rookie on their roster, they have also been playing fantastic. Bitsy has fit into their rotations, their play styles a lot easier than I thought it would. I'm pretty sure the first game they added him to the roster, they won.
Yeah, I think that was might have been, was that the Clarity United game that they got added to. But Bitsy has kind of been. It's hard to say he's a rock for his team. He gets added on the 13th, which that was, I believe, week 4. Yes, it was. So it was at the end of week 4. So I believe, yeah, his first match was that week 5 matchup against Clarity.
I mean, that was fantastic to watch. Actually, watch. I'm pretty sure I was casting that with you, Drac.
Yes, I believe we were. Um,
Or no, it was
yeah, I
Bleacher
think
Boys.
Kings they they moved on from Bullman, picked up Bitsy, kind of similar ratings wise, just a little bit. I believe Bullman might have been the Bullman was 210, Bitsy 190, so a little bit more flexibility. Kings is like the epitome of a flexible team. They can play any squad, any lineup, and it's legal. Versus the Elite Inc. They have to basically play their lineup: Squiddy, Naxi, Vivo. They can swap out Vivo for Jack, but if they can't, if Squiddy or Naxi doesn't show up, they do have to run some subs. Which I have looked back and they have run a couple of subs in their some of their past matchups, but in terms of roster that we can expect. No subs this week, so it will likely be Squiddy, Naxi, Vivo on the side of Elite Inc. Kings like to bounce around a little bit more, but I'm expecting Bitsy, Sea Strife, and Kento. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's usually what I'm expecting. I also expect, game 3, if they're winning, I expect Wanted Toast to make an appearance. But at the same time, I also know that Wanted Toast will want his team to get that 3-0, so he might keep them in the entire time if they're winning. But Drac, I've said that I think the Kings have this game. I
okay.
think the Kings can take it.
And we were
Oh,
literally just talking about the Kings roster, and I'm gonna be Kento. It's actually gonna be Wanted Toast, Bitsy, and Sea Strife. Kento will sit out at least for the time being. We'll see if we see him in game 2 or game 3. Always fun when Wanted Toast comes onto the field. So we'll see what that entails. I don't think Wanted Toast is going to be a liability here for the Kings, but still interesting. That's sometimes the rosters that make it onto the field, not necessarily what you were expecting.
no, but at the same time, these players still have a lot of time together. They've scrimmed a lot. They've, probably played ranked quite a bit too. So I expect these players to still have a lot of that chemistry that even with Kento they would still have. But I do expect them to be a not a lot more focused on defense, but Kento's definitely a little bit more mechanical than Wanted Toast. So I do expect them to be going for a lot more passing plays instead of these mechanical solo plays.
Yeah, and I will say Elite Inc. has kind of had some good clips that have featured in clips of the week, but overall, I'd say their playstyle is a little bit more counterattack heavy, a little bit more like just punishing of teams' mistakes. As most of these teams, they'll punish mistakes, but I feel like Elite Inc. will kind of rely on their opponents kind of overstretching themselves, and then hit back hard. Where I think maybe Wanted Toast in this case might be a little bit more patient, might be a little bit more reserved, a little bit sits back, gives Elite Inc. less of those opportunities, and as a result, might be what the Kings need. However, with Elite Inc. Being the Sappers have kind of been a little bit amiss this season, so we'll see if they can get back on track and these follow up on these final 4 weeks. And them beating the Rangers, I'm going to take them to upset. I think it'll be 2-1. I think Clarity will be excited to see Elite Inc. take down the Kings here. Um, I think Kings have a lot to play for, which means they will be definitely taking this seriously. But Elite Inc., similar with the Vibe Clan, kind of this sleeper team that teams haven't really been taking all that seriously, it feels like. And they've paid for it. And we'll just hope that Want to Toast in for Kento is a strategic decision and isn't one of those cases where Kings aren't taking the Elite Inc. seriously. Because if they aren't, Elite Inc. are very capable of beating them.
And as well as the fact of with Clarity United taking their game 2-1, if the Kings lose this, I believe Clarity will end up topping their division. And
Yeah. So
obviously, if Elite
wi-
Inc wins, they'll go to second in their division.
so it's a little bit kind of more finicky. Clarity United gets 5 points from an overtime loss, 2 wins. So Kings need a minimum of 3 points with at least one win in order to remain atop their division. But more importantly, is Spectre's only getting 2 points from that match. So if they manage to get if they manage at least 2 wins, they will be number one seed overall, and that's I think what the Kings are going to be playing for more than just trying to keep Clarity ahead of Clarity United.
Yeah, and with that, we have all of the players in the lobby. Like we were talking about with Elite Inc. We have Naxi, Squiddied, and Vivo. We will let these players know that they can hit the pitch. And with that, Drakpack, would you love to see some Rocket League?
Yes, I will. Sea Strife, Wanted Toast, and Bitsy on the side of Kings. Naxi squiddied Vivo, and the kickoff goes Vivo trying to get a good goal. Squiddied gets the rebound real quick off the rip. Elite Inc. punches Kings in the nose.
Yeah, that's exactly how you want to start a game. Squiddied, getting them off hot off a pass from Vivo, taking 1-0 in 7 seconds. A good kickoff from Sea Strife allows Bitsy to have some space with the ball, but Squiddied gets a good demo and a great clear, but Sea Strife will keep it in their half.
Naxi to Squiddied, just misses the bit. Sea Strife almost having a good counterattack opportunity, but turned away by Vivo. It's not going to salvage the offense, but it will keep the ball out of the net. Vivo trying to get this up past Bitsy. Bitsy a little bit low on the aerial. Kings still keep it in the offensive half, though. Wanted Toast will go up. Maybe hit this off the wall. Kind of bails. Naxi gets this out to Vivo, who will beat Sea Strife in the air, but Wanted Toast will clean that up. Naxi unable for the keep, but Squiddied will keep it within the offensive half. But a little bit of an awkward touch to Wanted Toast on the attack. It's turned away by Vivo.
Naxi will get a good touch around Sea Strife. Bitsy's going to keep it in. He's going to try and go for the double, but isn't able to connect. Wanted Toast on low boost, but Bitsy will get boost and some time with this ball. Opts to take it low. Goes for the bump onto Squiddy, but isn't able to connect. Wanted Toast will keep it in. Bitsy looks for the pass down, but Vivo will clear it out, and he'll end up getting met by Sea Strife. This is starting out very, very fast and hot for both sides.
Yeah, Vivo with a quick shot. Wanted Toast will turn that sideways. Maybe a good pick here for Wanted Toast. Vivo almost puts it in. A little bit of complacency on the side of the Kings. That's the one thing with the Elite Inc. You can have 80% offensive pressure. 80% of the ball can be in the Elite Inc. half 80% of the time. They don't care. They're relatively comfortable just sitting in there defending. Vivo, incredibly solid, high-rated player. And Naxi and Squiddy can pull off some mechanics, but they're also relatively solid. As I say that, Sea Stripe's going to put a ball in that's just a little bit mishandled by Squiddy, who's just going to dump it in his own net. It was going to go in regardless, but I want to get that out a little bit more. 1-1, Kings equalize.
Yeah, definitely something they needed so early on because this gives them more time to potentially do something better. And as I say that, Vivo looks for the double but isn't able to take it. Naxi does end up meeting Sea Strife, but Bitsy will take control and look for the 50. It will go for the side of the Kings as Wanted Toast will end up just banging it out and allowing his teammates to get some boost and get some, get a little breather and whatnot. Squiddy, pop it up. Vivo's there, but a great save from Bitsy.
Uh, I don't even think Bitsy saw the shot coming in. I think you're just getting up just for the sake of getting his car in the way, and that's all he was needed. And he's going to turn that away. A really good opportunity for the side of the Elite Inc. to try to equalize, but Bitsy says no. Game goes on. We're 2 minutes to go. Naxi to Vivo tries to beat Bitsy once again, but Bitsy, solid as a rock, keeps that out. Vivo with another shot. Bitsy denies it again. Quick, easy savior, and he just makes it look like it's a walk in the park. But some amazing saves coming out from Bitsy to leave this level. Ball is going to be on the side of the Elite Inc., but none of the Kings are necessarily going for it. Just kidding. Sea Strife off the side wall, trying to get this in the net. A little bit of a doozy attempt, but Squiddied will go off the opposite wall and leave it with the Kings half.
You know, it's very funny you mentioned Bitsy and a rock because we talked before as well how Bitsy wasn't really looking like a rock for his team, but with his performance right now, he is absolutely the rock on defense. As Wanton Toast will put it out to the front of Elite Inc.'s neck. Naxi does get it around one, is going to look for the 50 onto Bitsy, but Bitsy takes it wide and very, very smart as well. Z-Strife will end up putting it into the corner. Bitsy with a shot attempt. It's off to Vivo, and Bitsy with a beautiful save again.
Oh, and he just couldn't get back in time. I think the reign of Bitsy's terror on defense has come to an end. Wanted Toast maybe had to be a little bit more patient on that. Beautiful shot placement by Squiddy to make this 2-1, but Elite Inc. are going to have a Bitsy problem moving on. The goals are not going to come easy, and if the Kings are able to equalize, it could be tough to get a third goal past Bitsy, but Elite Inc. currently in the lead. 2-1 to go, 37 seconds. Sea Strife with the ball, tries a 50 Squiddied. Will kind of go equal. Vivo trying to get this there. Wanted Toast will step up as the captain to see that one sideways, but still 30 seconds to go. Time is ticking. Bitsy's going to center this. No, it's a shot, and Bitsy's doing everything for the side of the Kings to a goal and at least 4 saves in the matter of like a minute and a half. All of a sudden, equalized, 22 seconds to go. Elite Inc., what's your response?
There's not a lot they can respond with because most of the things they've responded with lately have been saved by Bitsy. And as I say that, Squiddy taking an awkward 50, and Naxi will clear it to Bitsy. Wanted Toast goes for the shot, but Vivo will save it off the crossbar. It looks like Sea Strife was trying to get there too, but Sea Strife ends up going wide. Naxi trying to get the double. Bit of a miss from Wanted Toast, and we go into overtime. And game
This,
1 too.
this is an amazing game one. Bitsy's going to see that one on the side. Never a doubt. I doubt there was even a sweat on the side of the Kings the way Bitsy's been playing this game one. Sea Strife up the sidewall. Centering attempt a little bit soft. Bitsy with the game winner. And your undisputed Game 1 MVP. 2 goals, 4 saves over. It just felt like 3 minutes of Bitsy that game, and deservedly so, MVP. That was an incredible showing from Bitsy, necessary for the Kings to get over the hurdle. I think it's a little bit more alarming than anything that Bitsy has to have that amazing performance to keep the Kings in it.
I mean, Bitsy's definitely the rock they needed. I mean, as me and Drax see in this little like replay of the game that we have, Bitsy with that beautiful save. But look at the score. Bitsy, 2 shots on 2 goals, or 2 goals on 2 shots, a perfect shooting record, and 4 saves. Definitely the backbone on their defense.
Yeah, if you look on the side of the Elite Inc., 8 shots, 2 goals. That's the difference with Bitsy. That's what happens when uh, the Elite Inc. come up against a team that is very strong defensively. You kind of have these opportunities. They take these quick pot shots, but their Kings are there to meet it and reestablish offense on the other side. Elite Inc. had some success though, and we'll see if they can continue that or if the Kings will continue their performance. 1 point though for this match on the side of Elite Inc. Probably gonna still be treasured. for the playoff picture. But as we get into game two now, Bitsy's going to start us off, shut down Naxi at midfield. Wanted Toast meets, I believe, Vivo midair. Bitsy's going to get a demo on Naxi, and Sea Strife's going to get this in the Elite Inc. half, but nothing will come for it. Squiddy will get it cleared.
Yeah, Sea Strife taking some control past his net, a very dangerous spot to be on. Vivo will beat him there and tries to pinch it down mid. Bitsy with a good read, clears it all the way to Elite Inc.'s half. Sea Strife gets a good first touch. Bitsy opened the field for him, but Wanted Toast isn't able to get a good shot on it, so Sea Strife will take it all the way to the corner and maintain the ball, and a good fake reset, a good touch around Vivo as well, and Sea Strife will walk the dog as they take the first goal.
Oh, that is disgusting. Little bit of a lackluster goal there to cap off an amazing sequence, but not really much you want to do other than tap it into the open net. Sea Strife takes it around two, and Vivo just gets sent flying the other way. Definitely clip worthy. We'll see if that one makes clip of the week. Vivo will get this centered. Squiddy will get the final touch to equalize really quickly, and that's the one thing this game. You know, one team scores, the other team's on it quickly. It's hard to keep a lead in this game. So, like, less than a minute or 30 seconds have passed, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, Squiddy with a good bang out. Sea Strife with an unfortunate touch, and Vivo will take the goal. 2-1 already, and you mentioned it was 30 seconds between goals. Well, this one was less than 15 seconds, and it's beautifully placed as well.
You know, just ball left in front of the net for Vivo just to absolutely hammer it home. Bidsy still gets a touch on it. Like, if that shot was like 10 kph less, Bidsy was saving that, which is still kind of funny in my opinion, but just show you how kind of a game of inches, but still how good Bidsy has been playing. Ball is back to the Elite Inc., who's gonna get a shot. Naxi, unfortunately, off the crossbar. Vivo with the follow-up off the post. Oh, Elite Inc. with some King's luck when it comes to shot placement. And Kings will see this away, but Vivo will pick it up off the sidewall at the halfway point. Vivo had a whole open net here, was waiting for somebody to get it, but Bitsy was there. Bitsy's still there to keep this out.
I mean, Bitsy has definitely been playing phenomenally. I mean, I'm gonna throw this out pretty early. I think he's definitely a contender for player of the week in their respective division. Sea Strife tries to get the touch around Squiddy, but isn't able to. Wanted Toast does take a 50 onto Vivo and it wins it as Bitsy and Naxi will go up, takes the 50. Jumps pretty centered off that.
Yeah, Vivo trying to get this there now. Sea Strife maybe would have helped him a little bit, but does get around to it to get it out. Sea Strife and Wanted Toast both pushing up the same sidewall. A little bit awkward, but Sea Strife will continue trying to get this out. Squiddy gets it down. Bitsy with the equalizer. Once again, when the Kings need a play, they turn to Bitsy. Squiddy tries to get this out, and it was going to be an Elite Inc. counterattack, but Bitsy not only shuts it down, but gets a goal for it. Kings equalize 2-2.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a very, very close series. I would have thought a lot of these games could have gone into overtime. Bit of a double commit from Elite Inc., but Vivo's going to make a beautiful save on the goal line. And now the counterattack starts. Squiddy trying to get the demo, but isn't able to as Vivo pops it up for Naxi. Naxi gets the touch out mid, but the shot's going to go wide from Squiddy. But the Kings are starved for boost right now. They don't have a lot. As I say that, Sea Strife has, 100 boost.
That's the thing with the side boost, is they don't have any boost, and then, two players pick up hundreds, and it's like, okay, yep, they're good now. Squiddy's going to try to get this center off the corner, but offense still within the Elite Inc. Squiddy gets the center now to Naxi. Sea Stripe's going to get this all the way clear back to the side while Vivo has to go up it to get a touch. But he will beat one. He's got Bitsy to beat. Shaking. Does get it around him, and Vivo gets it perfectly placed for a 3-2 lead. Bitsy, a little bit of an awkward position. Maybe was expecting the 100 to be there, but nevertheless, Vivo did basically had an unobstructed shot and a good goal, a good placement, tight angle. So kickoff now, going the other way, wanted toast, trying to center it. We'll hit it off of Squiddy, who Squiddy will retain possession off of it. Bitsy trying to get this around the corner. It's a touch. Vivo, patient as ever, 1 minute to go. He's going to hit this out a little bit center. Sea Strife beats Squiddy to the touch, but Squiddy's touch will mean more. Wanted Toast off the demo. We'll get this. Try to center. Bitsy tries for the shot attempt, but it gets deflected wide. Wanted Toast hits it a little bit wide, trying to get the center. Retains possession. Vivo there. 30 seconds to go. Vivo tries for the shot. Sea Strife will say it sideways.
Sea Strife, not a lot of boost in the tank. Tries to get it past one. Naxi ends up whiffing on it as Bitsy gets it past, but no boost for the side of the Kings. As Bitsy picks up 100, goes up. Wanted Toast pops it down. Naxi tries to take the shot, isn't able to connect it on net, but Naxi's going to get the bump to try and make this less threatening. Vivo with an unfortunate whiff. Naxi doesn't get the touch he wanted, but it'll clear out to the side. And 0 seconds are left, but the ball is still in the air. Can the Kings score a 0-second goal? As Naxi will try to stop it. Bitsy will keep the ball up.
Wanted Toast has to get to it. Can't. Elite Inc. will win game 2. A very tight series. That'll get them 3 points. Kings still only at 2. Kings need to win this game in order to guarantee being Kings need to win this game in order to take the 1 seed. If they lose this game in overtime, I believe Clarity, they will still be above Clarity in the standings, but behind the Spectres. So, important game here coming up. Kings need the overtime win, Kings need the win in order to achieve their objectives. I think for the side of Elite Inc., they maybe have done enough. Sappers did have a good showing, but I do believe potentially they may be in the playoffs pending the Hammerheads match.
I mean, I personally, obviously, I want the Hammerheads to not win because my division. But the Hammerheads match is definitely going to be difficult. It's not to say it'll be easy, but yeah, no, the Kings need to either take it to overtime and win or win in regulation. Both of those are the best outcomes for them. And we'll start off pretty strong. Sea Strife tries to get the air dribble past Naxi, but isn't able to. And Wanted Toast with the fake, and Bitsy will score! Bitsy bangs one home and takes it 1-0 within the first 10 seconds.
The tactical whiff by Wanted Toast, opening up the opportunity for who else? Bitsy. I will say one thing here. Sea Strife has been doing a lot to kind of set stuff up. I'd like to see him do a little bit more on the goals front and maybe even a little bit on the saves front as well. It's been a little bit not present here on either side, so you do need that player to kind of fill in the middle gaps, but overall, he could be potentially a little bit more impactful. Sea Strife will look to do that now. Gets tackled. Wanted Toast will go up into the air with Vivo. Vivo will take the win. Bitsy with his leaves the net open. Naxi hits the crossbar. Is the King's curse contagious or something? This doesn't feel like the Elite Inc. that we know. Squiddy that's with a shot attempt's gonna just whiff. Vivo's get the center to Naxi, who's gonna hit it high, maybe follow up by Vivo, will go wide.
These stripes will get a good 50 onto Vivo. It'll bounce out towards who else but Bitsy. As Wanted Toast will just get a touch to keep it in. Naxi passing it out to Vivo. Vivo trying to keep control of it, and he will, and take the 100. A pass out to Naxi doesn't connect, but Squiddy will keep it in close. And what? A beautiful pinch from Squiddy and Vivo. 165 kph. That is insane.
Not much you could do there. Can't really do much when it's, 100, like 100 plus from about 10 yards out. So not gonna hold the Kings against that one. That was an amazing shot, but T-Stripe's gonna get the center now. Wants to maybe try to go for a double, but Vivo on the back wall is gonna prevent that. Bitsy a little bit errant, a little bit missed, but C-Stripe will be there to clean it up. Wanted Toast will meet in the air. C-Stripe with a touch, trying to get this around. Unfortunately, rolls up the wall rather than bouncing off, but Bitsy's there. Vivo patient. Bitsy kind of implementing the same playbook that they did in week one, or in match one, but Vivo learned from their mistakes and will wait that one out. Vivo and clear this out, gets us to Naxi. Naxi can't get the pass back to Vivo, and the ball goes back to King's half, and we settle into a little bit of a rhythm. Vivo, never mind. Forget the rhythm. Vivo's gonna go up high for a nice redirect. Good shot there, and was facing backwards too.
Yeah, I think we found the #1 clip of the week. Unless the other two games that have yet to play can do something more fantastic. That was beautiful. As Squiddy will take it to the King's corner, but Bitsy will beat him there. Bitsy beats it past one. C-Stripe up in the air. Space and time. Trying to get the bump onto Squiddy is Bitsy, but not able to connect. Naxi will be a bit awkward. C-Stripe will keep it close to their goal, but Naxi with a beautiful demo.
Yeah, Naxi's demo is going to kind of take the wind out of the sails a little bit for the Kings' attack, but the Kings will still retain possession within the Elite Inc. half. Bitsy, a little bit awkward, gets a little bit sideways by Squiddy, but ball's going to bounce in, maybe? Oh, just a little bit to the side, a little bit wide. Wanted Toast, a little bit awkward. It's going to leave a 2v2. Bitsy there to control it. It gets a wave dash. Trying to get around Vivo, but Vivo reads that patiently as the carry for the Elite Inc. kind of 275 or 270. I can't remember. One of the 270s is 275. The other one's 270. But in the 270, Vivo's 275 is a 275. Kind of, you expect that a little bit more vision, but Wanted Toast will equalize here as they get it around. Exploiting a counterattack, gets it past Vivo quickly, and Squiddy can't keep up.
Wanted Toast got very lucky on that one, because that was so close to hitting the post
intentional.
in
It
the
was
crossbar.
intentional. It was intentional. It was intentional.
I mean, that's one to hope. That's one thing to hope it is. As Vivo gets a pass down from Naxi, it'll get cleared out wide. Bitsy gets a good first touch. C-Stripe trying for the redirect. And Wanted Toast is there, but a good save from Naxi. Right now, this is a spicy game. They are coming out hot and guns a blazing.
Yeah, definitely pulling out all the stops here. Ball's a little bit errant, but C-Stripe going up when it's important. But miscued there, leaves Bitsy out to dry, and Naxi with a beautiful opportunity to get a 3-2 goal. And all of a sudden here, Elite Inc. are looking likely to win this match. Kings need to respond in 42 seconds, or else this game is done.
Yeah, kickoff does go in this favor of the Kings. C-Stripe faking out Vivo, but doesn't get it past Naxi. Wanted Toast, putting it out towards the front of his net. Bitsy tries to clear it past Squiddied, but isn't able to take the 50. Sea Strife with a good shot, but Naxi will be there with a good save. Bitsy pops it up. Two players up for Elite Inc. The net is open and wanted toast, but Naxi with a great save.
Na- There's a good player on both sides. Naxi has been quite powerful. 5 seconds to go. Sea Strife prevents the goal, but I don't think he can get it back around. And the ball will hit the ground, and Elite Inc. has yet another shock win. Elite Inc. gets 5 points out of this with a 2-1 series win with their third loss in overtime. On the side of the Kings, they're only going to get 2 points. So not only are they going to not get the number one seed, they actually drop out of the top four as Clarity United takes over the Kings seed. Clarity United still, I believe, behind the Spectres in terms of seeding. Yes, Clarity United will still be behind the Spectres. Spectres do have just one more win than they do. It was the win actually that they got against the Clarity United that was the difference maker. Game win just behind Clarity United. But the Elite Inc. is going to pop into the playoffs for sure. Now it doesn't matter what the Hammerheads do at this point.
I mean,
They
yeah,
with they
yeah,
will beat the Bleacher Boys, and they have enough points to actually kind of clear speed demons. Yeah. So, and Armada didn't do well. Yeah. Okay. So, with 22 points now, Elite Inc. will be in the playoffs. Kings drop from the top four. We'll have the final seeding ready for you once this week is done. But Elite Inc. achieve their objective. Kings potentially falter here, and it does not look like their schedule will get easier. So they've got to figure out what went wrong and fast. But that will do it for our series. We're going to look to see if we might get an interview.
I mean, I hope we do. Because my first question is going to be about that pinch, because that was insane. And then followed by that was Vivo getting a beautiful redirect. Like, that series couldn't have been more dominated by Elite Inc.
Yeah, and I think one point here that we should hammer home on Vivo, incredible goals, incredible backwards high aerial redirect goal. Um, Naxi showing up big with some big goals. Squiddied always there on the 50s and getting some goals and some saves on his own. Naxi with an incredible save. All the players from Elite Inc. showed up where I felt like Kings, everybody just kind of took their turns popping off a little bit, but it didn't really feel like there was a moment where all three members of the Kings were all present at the same time. So maybe the difference there, but yeah, this will definitely be a shock towards the table, as this week is in general. The top
Yeah.
three seeds all lost their series, so we will
Yeah.
see what
Yeah, they did.
happens. All right, pipe down,
Yeah, they did.
pipe down.
Hey,
We'll
man.
talk about that in the recap.
I'll say it once and I'll say it again. I don't know how it happened. I don't know
Yeah,
how it happened.
I don't
We
know.
just we did
I don't
good.
know what they're feeding the speed demons over there, but you guys got your player, and he has
We
made
ate our
an
Wheaties.
impact.
We ate our Wheaties, that's for sure. Um, as I think, like you said, we're still trying to get somebody, but okay, we got Vivo. We got Vivo on the way for the interview. Let's go. I'm glad we got somebody because these interviews are always fun.
Get a little bit of a window and seeing like how players think. I like because there's like some player. My first interview with the Armada, with how I fell in love with them is they're just like such wholesome players. And then on the side of whenever we get Kiptero in here, it's always just a fun time because he's calling everybody out. So the original I'd say the originator of the Kings fraud allegations that actually landed them an honorable mention in their for match of the week for week 4. It was the match I was excited to see. They lost the Bleacher Boys lost that one, as the Bleacher Boys have kind of lost their way a little bit, but you know, Elite Inc. doing their part in reviving the King's fraud allegations is Vivo now joins us as a result of that match. Vivo, how you doing?
We lost what the first 4 weeks in a row, and we're getting back into it though.
Yeah,
That's
You did
that's
win.
that's
Hey, you won week 4. You won week 4.
yeah. This is our third win in a row, so we're feeling good now. Our chemistry's looking better.
Yep, 5 points from this match because you get that point from the overtime loss will put you firmly in the playoff picture now. Where do we go from here? It feels like you kind of got your season back on track, and you know what's the objective now?
Keep grinding. Can only go up from here. Well, we're hoping we can only go up from here.
Awesome,
Hopefully we get some. I don't know. I want some sweeps. So hopefully we get some sweeps in our group, so we can get that first place. But we get a win. We want to win. So
awesome. Well, one more question for me about just kind of the overall picture, and I'll toss it to Zyra because he's definitely got some questions about how that game went.
oh yeah.
Um, the kind of with this win here, you're 3-3. One thing to note though, despite maybe you had some subs in there, but you haven't had a roster switch, like a roster change. It's been the same core roster and the same core 3 players that you've played. How is that kind of compared to like maybe some of these teams that like to maybe do roster changes, like to try to find their find their solutions in the free agent market? You guys have kind of solved your season in house. How talk me through that?
I think me and Squid, we've grown together pretty well. We've been playing for a while, and we trust each other, and that's what's kind of kept us together. I think playing other games together, playing Rocket League, it's just fun. We having good times. So I think it's what's kept us, me and him as a group at least, and then finding a third like Knox is putting it all together hopefully for us. He's doing well. We're trusting each other. We're doing well. So I can't be upset about it.
No, you can't. Out firmly in the playoff picture now, and I think teams are going to start to fear you. Zyrek, tossing over to you to talk about that game.
I mean, beautiful series, Vivo. I mean, that pinch with Squiddy, 165, and then following up that is your redirect. How hype were you guys after both of those shots back to back?
That pitch was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? What are we doing? Wasn't expecting a pinch. I actually called him off of it, and I went to go for it, and then we pinched it. So I was like, oh well, guess that works. And then the redirect was actually supposed to go mid, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just redirecting the net this time because I heard someone jump up behind me, so I just went for the shot instead of going mid.
Yeah, I mean that placement was beautiful. But I would love to point out you guys taking that win. Were there any moments in your mind where you thought the series would either be a lot closer or you guys would lose potentially? Were there any moments in your mind where that was a thought?
After the first game, when we lost that overtime goal in overtime, we kind of double committed in the corner. I wanted them to go, and he couldn't go because I was stuck in the corner. Our rotation wasn't the best in the first game. We always rotated ball side, and so we tried clearing that up the last 2 games, and I think that's what helped us.
I mean, yeah, it definitely worked out with you guys taking the win in both games. Very, very close. Last second goals were definitely what helped you guys out. Vivo, thank you so much for joining us today. Anything else you want to say to the people at home?
Keep it quick, boys.
Hey, that's our line. That's our line.
Jack back, why don't you take it away for us here?
All righty, all right. If you enjoyed this, if you're enjoying this series, enjoying this season, sorry, and you are an outsider, maybe looking in, maybe wondering how to get involved, join the Discord, exclamation mark Discord, and you'll see the link. Join up. There's player applications as well as cast. We're always looking for casters and streamers. So join up there. That will also have the links to all of our socials. You can check out our YouTube. We'll have all of the past week matchups as well as all like some highlights and some other stuff we've got planned. We've also got an Instagram and Twitter, so check those out as well. Check out our merch store if you're a dedicated fan of the QRLS and want to show our support. You can check out our merch store. You can also use creator code QRLS, all lowercase, in the Epic Shop if you want to be picking up some Fortnite, Rocket Rocket League goodies, and you want to help support the QRLS. That's another great way to do it. And finally, make sure to tune into the recap Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, where Zyrek and I go over all the past week, what's been going on, and look forward to the week ahead. This week, the matches on Sunday will conclude week 6, where we will have a bye week before week 7. So, rest. The players are going to rest up, maybe get into those scrims, maybe get into some free play, a little bit of training to get geared up. But we will have potentially some goodies, some things that we're looking forward to. So make sure to join the Discord to figure out when those are going to be. And finally, the last thing, thank you all for once again tuning in. And as always, keep it quick.